seems like a principle in nature that in order for something to live and grow, something else has to die. The weekend is coming to an end, the dust settles. We had a very intense time. The Berlin Campus Ministry hosted an ICMC Europe for a few hundred students from all over Europe. And it was very inspiring for me to see how the next generation strives to grow and strives to take responsibility. We had a very impressive time this morning with a young couple, 30 and 31 years old, who is just taking over the leadership of a church of about 200 members. And that is very inspiring and encouraging for me to see. One thought which came to my mind is every time something grows, it seems to be true that something else has to step back or even die. And that seems to be a principle in nature to begin with. Like, look at this nature around me. Like, look at the nature you're in. You're gonna realize all these things break out right now, and as they really grow, and so much strength and power in that. It would be impossible for that to happen. If not a few months ago, the nature would have died. The leaves would have fallen to the ground. Take the hedge behind me. I cut it a week ago, and I didn't do it to hurt it or to destroy it, but it was needed so the hedge would have more strength again to be able to grow and flourish. I had a conversation recently with a friend who is suffering from an addiction. And this addiction has been like a stick thrown between his legs again and again every time he makes a few steps forward in his life, and then he falls back on his face again. And he's aware that he's facing a very scary step, which is to get professional help and be purposeful about going to rehab and really have a completely new start in his life. And the conversation was pretty much along the same lines. You got another 30, 40 years of life ahead of you potentially, but only if you are purposeful now about dying to something else, to something old. This principle seems to be true in many areas of life. Take losing weight, for example, or doing a diet. If you do that, you purposefully cut out certain foods in your life, and you choose not to take them. You die to them, using the same picture. But if you do that, something better can occur and grow. Or take starting a business, for example. You only have a limited amount of time. So you cut out certain things in your life. So you have the time you need to be purposeful about building this business. And if you do it like that, it is possible to be successful doing that. Or take leading a faithful marriage. Using the same picture, you will have to die to 3.5 billion other women, where you choose not to have the same relationship ever anymore in order to have this one relationship with your wife. But if the both of you do the same thing and live according to this principle of dying in order to live in many other areas as well, you will have a very inspiring and fulfilling marriage. I find these thoughts fitting for just sitting in the nature where I'm at. And I can see like how nature breaks out and comes around in this time of the year, which is always very refreshing and inspiring to me. And with these thoughts, I wish you a great start into the springtime and a great start into this week.